going on today, guys? So today we're gonna be doing something that a lot of y'all probably been wondering, is how the weight of a rider affects the performance of the motorcycle. So what I'm gonna do is, today we got a special guest coming over that weighs a lot less than me. We're gonna take two of the bikes out. I don't know which two yet, but more than likely probably the Gixxer and the ZX10, and we're just gonna do some 60 to 130 second gear hits on them. And what we're gonna do is we're both gonna get on these scales when we put our gear on, whatever we're riding in, and we're gonna weigh each other, so that way you know what the difference is. And then we're gonna take the bikes out. As you can see, I got the 360 set up on here, got a rear cam on there. So the H2, I'm not sure. We'll probably take that out and, you know, let our special guests ride it after we do these tests, or we may use that. Either way, we're gonna go out, we're gonna see exactly how the weight difference affects the performance of the motorcycle. But a lot of people think that because two bikes are set up the same and make similar power, that riders should be doing the same when it comes to performance on those two bikes, and that's not true. Because my bike, for instance, my H2 makes 315 horsepower on pump gas, right? So with me, at whatever I weigh today, which we're gonna find out here soon, if I race somebody that's 50 pounds lighter than me, but they make, say, 300 horsepower, they're probably gonna beat me. And it's probably gonna be based off weight. And we're gonna see that in action today. And we're gonna see it based off of GPS draggy data and also off of the P gear data, because we got the P gear on the ZX10, we're gonna put the draggy on the Gixxer. So that's what we're gonna be using today. So let me go ahead and get everything together that I need. When the special guests get here, we'll start back recording. All right, so we back. I got my jacket on. What I'm gonna wear, I'm gonna put my helmet in my hand and I'm gonna weigh myself. And then our special guest over here, Ricardo, you see he got his suit on. He's gonna be our other test subject for today. And what do you think you weigh right now, Ricardo?
Dry 148.
So he's 148, and I think I was 220, 219 last time I checked. But we got the scale, so let's turn it on. Zeroed out. I'm gonna step on it first with all my gear. Let's put that up there. So helmet in hand, everything.
That's it. Let me press over here a little bit.
So 238 is what we're gonna say for me with everything. And now Ricardo's gonna put his on. He's gonna step on, and let's see what he weighs.
200 pounds.
200 with gear?
Nah, hope not.
No. Yeah. 166.
That's sweet.
Jeez. All right, so now that y'all seen the weight, we're gonna get on the Gixxer and the ZX10, and we're gonna go out and we're gonna do some second gear pulls on the bike, 60 to 130-ish, to try to get some times with the drag and the P gear. And then we're gonna swap bikes and do the same thing, and we're gonna see what the time difference is between them. And obviously we'll try to get at least 3 in on each one, and then we'll take an average of those, and then that'll be the number. So let's get it loaded up on the bikes, and then we'll get out here on the road, because it's starting to drizzle a little bit right now, but the clouds are clearing up back there. But we're gonna get out before it really start doing anything.
We got a little room. We'll go up here and go around, and we'll hit it again. So we got like, I want to say that was 260 to 130 pulls out of second gear. Now for my weight, I have these things set up to leave out of first gear. So the times usually for me from second to first is usually about 2/10. But we'll see, because I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, the last time I had this bike out, it was like 4.2, I think, or something like that. It's what the 60-130 was. And then on the ZX10, the ZX10 was 4.1, but that was me leaving out of first. So these times, like, I can't really compare them to the other times, because the other ones are out of first, obviously. But that's not why we're doing this. We're doing this for a weight comparison. And as you can probably see in that video, like, even though I hit before Ricardo, he was still like pulling around me. We probably won't do the head knocks, because I know you're gonna be able to come past me anyway. But this will show like how fast you can come back up to me, you know.
I'm gonna try, once we do some pulls, I'm gonna try to be next to you. So the moment I see your bike moving, I will try to launch with you, you know?
Okay.
It will be easier for me.
Just flies past me. Oh man. It was like this, and he was like, phew. That's what the weight difference and horsepower difference do for you. Yeah, I can't catch it. See, this is what weight difference does. Granted, I lifted right there. That was in first gear and then lifted up. Let's give him a little bit more room and then we'll try it again. I'm gonna try first. First me. Now we're good. Alright, so let's see if we can make our way back. We'll go out and go back to where we came. Alright, so now we done switched bikes. He's on the Gixxer, I'm on the 10. And we're gonna do the same thing, basically second gear roll-ons. And see what the numbers are and the outcome. For whatever reason, the Draghi only recorded 4 of the pulls we did, and that first gear hit I did should have been faster than a 4.7 or whatever it was in there. And if that whole thing was right, it literally showed 4.9s, 4.7s and stuff like that. That's a lot slower than what I normally get on that bike. So need to check the tune on it, because now it's warm outside, so the tune is probably off in it. So we'll check that and see if that helps, but not today. For today's sake, we don't need the highest numbers we can get. We just need consistent numbers. below 60 though, that's the only thing. Another one.
So now that y'all have seen those pulls between me and Ricardo, you guys know it's like a 70-pound weight difference between us, and you see what the outcome were on the bike. So with me on the Gixxer, even when I hit first, if I got, you know, the jump on him or had a bike on him or whatever, he would come right back around me instantly on the Gixxer. Now the thing with the Gixxer is that the Gixxer is not on stock gearing. The ZX10 is on stock gearing. The Gixxer is down 2 in the rear because that's the way I had it set up for drag racing. It doesn't have gearing for, I guess, well, street. Some people probably go down on the street, I don't know, but for somebody my weight, that gearing works out well at the track, but when you road racing, it don't. So the bikes, if you watch the video, you actually see I'm in first gear all the way up until I think Ricardo was actually in third on the ZX10. So the gearing kind of played a factor, but the gearing and overall time is not why we were here. We were here to see how much of a difference that 70 pounds of weight difference played. And I'm gonna pull up, let's pull up the Gixxer times first. All right, so you guys will probably have this picture on the screen as well. So everything that's 12 says 12:52 are my times on the Gixxer. So if you notice, you see a 494 is invalid, 478, 494 invalid, 462. So let's just go, we'll go with the 462 since that one is actually valid. So 462 was my best time on the Gixxer, and that's leaving out of second gear. Normally when I do pulls on the Gixxer, I leave out of first gear. I have it set up to leave out of first gear. So my best time was a 462 on it. And now if you guys look up, all the ones from 1321 are all Ricardo's times. And you see he got a 4.8 that was invalid, a 395, and a 4.8. That 395 is, I think, the best time between the two bikes as well. So right there, you can see that he's got about, what, a 6/10, almost a 7/10 difference on me. I'm gonna just say 6/10, right? So on the Gixxer, it was 6/10 of a difference in the 60 to 130 times between me and him. And as you guys can see, I did 4 pulls, he did 3, and 6/10. That's a big difference on the Gixxer. And like I said, the Gixxer's not geared for my weight right now. It's geared for my weight at the drag strip with me being comfortable on the throttle like I want to be at the drag strip. But it's not geared properly for me in road racing. Like I said, it's got a 43 on the back. Stock is a 45, so it's down 2 teeth on the back. So I'll probably end up changing it back to stock gearing, and then we'll probably take it back out and test it again. But for these purposes, that was 6/10. Okay? Now, let's look at the ZX10 numbers, and this graph will be on the screen as well. So this is from the P gear. All right, so now let's talk about the ZX10 times, and this is through the P gear. So the last one was with the Dragon, this one was with the P gear. So if you look down at the bottom, everything that's from 12, 1214, 1214, 1215, and 1241, everything up to 12. Actually, all of these are his. So from 1246 all the way down to 1214, those are all Ricardo's times. So as you can see, he had a 5.27. That was the first pull he did on it. He had a 403, 415, 464, a 398, 401, 415, and a 414. So his best time on the ZX10 was a 3.98. He had a better time on the Gixxer for some reason. If I'm not mistaken, he said with the Gixxer, he felt a little bit more comfortable getting into the power because the bike wasn't lifting up as much as the ZX10. So maybe that's why. But 398 is his best time on the bike. Now, let's look at my best times. So, and again, all out of second gear. So we got a 4.34, 4.31, and a 4.46. So the three pulls that I got on the bike, my best was a 4.31. So if you're going off of Ricardo's 3.98, that's 3/10. So it was only a 3/10 difference between me and him on the ZX10. And like I said, it's a couple things that could play into that whole, being a bigger difference on the Gixxer than the 10. One, the ZX10 makes more power. It makes about 10 horsepower more than the Gixxer. And like I said, the Gixxer's not on stock gearing. So the times itself, like my times, aren't impressive at all on it. I don't know what it was, but it's because when I set my bikes up, I set them up for me to leave out of first gear, not out of second. So that's why the times are low. But for Ricardo, for him to do a 3.9 on both of those bikes, the first time he's ever ridden either one of those bikes, is pretty good. And I know if I get it to where it's set up for him, he could probably get those bikes, I would say probably like low 3.8s, high 3.7s. I would say same way they are now, stock wheelbase, just full boat-on bikes. So now when we look at road racing, you gotta look and say, the weight difference in these races matter. Does it matter a lot? Yes, but it's also other things that matter a lot as well. Like I said, the gearing plays a big role. The overall setup of the bike plays a role, as well as how your bike is tuned for you to ride it. That all plays a role. Somebody with a bike that makes more power could lose to a guy making less power, even though the guy with less power may be a heavier rider because his bike, the lighter guy's bike, is just not set up right. So in conclusion, you guys saw the races, you see the results, I show you the times on the screen, so you make your own conclusions. The bikes, the build series for the bikes are both on the channel. Like I said, the ZX10, you guys seen everything that was done to that bike, and that bike makes 208. The last time it was on the dyno on pump gas, they were both on pump gas, and it's on stock gearing. The Gixxer, last time it was on the dyno over a year ago, it made 199. And this one's down 2 in the rear for the gearing. So I don't know. You guys let me know what you think down in the comment section, and let me know if you guys want to see more of the weight battles, or if you want to see a bigger or a smaller weight balance or weight deficit, or you want to see a bigger or smaller weight difference to kind of see how it affects. Just let me know down in the comment section. And if you're still here watching right now, more than likely you probably already did this anyway, but hit the subscribe button, make sure you hit that like button, and make sure if you want to know when I'm posting, hit the little bell, so that way whenever I post, you guys get notified and you're the first ones to know about it. So until the next video, ladies and gentlemen, this is Envy King signing out. Peace.